Everybody get up.
Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a video that I'm super excited to do. I did one similar last year and it is healthy lunch ideas for school. Last year I did healthy snack ideas and this year I figured I'd mix it up a little bit. It's so weird saying year because I guess my channel has now passed a year old. Yay! I'm sharing 4 healthy back to school lunch ideas. They are healthy. I know you all did not click on this video to watch me jibber jabber, so I guess I'm gonna head down to my kitchen. First off, I got this super cool Tupperware from Target. This one is meant for a sandwich, but it also has little boxes that you can snap at the top, and it has an ice pack in between, which is pretty cool. And then I also got one meant for a salad. There it is. And it collapses, which is super handy if you need that for a walker or a backpack or something. And then also I found this really cool collapsible utensils. And there's a fork, a knife, and a spoon. And yeah, I just thought that was really cool. This first meal is deceptively easy because it looks super fancy, but it's really just your English muffin pizza that your mom made you as a kid. So I'm going to start with a whole wheat English muffin from Trader Joe's. I think they are super yummy. I usually eat them for breakfast, but actually surprisingly there are multiple uses for lunch. And I'm going to go ahead and spread it with some marinara sauce. Of course you could use pizza sauce or whatever you like, but I prefer marinara sauce, and I'm just going to evenly distribute that on each half. Next, I'm going to chop up a bell pepper into little slivers, and then I'm going to cut it in even smaller pieces. And you may think it's weird that I'm choosing to put my toppings on first, but I like to put them on my sauce because then it has something to stick to and the cheese has something to melt on. Next, I'm going to be adding some onions, and I had these pre-chopped, which you're going to see in, yep, there you go. And one way to speed up getting ready in the morning or making your lunch, whether you do it in the morning or at night, is to cut your stuff ahead of time. I usually do a lot of chopping on Sundays, and it speeds up the process throughout the week. So as you can see, I'm just chopping up some mushrooms. Again, this is totally up to personal preference. I just really like veggies. Then I'm putting some grated mozzarella cheese, and you can buy this pre-grated, which makes it so much quicker. And I am just sprinkling a little bit on each round. However much you like is up to you. And I'm putting it on a little tray and sprinkling some Italian seasoning. Again, totally optional. And then I'm going to put it in the toaster oven on broil for about 5 minutes. In the interest of saving time, while that's cooking, I'm going to be making a little side salad to go with it. And I'm just taking some spring mix from, I think, Costco, and putting that in a little container with some pear champagne vinaigrette. And I like to put my dressing separate from my salad because who wants a soggy salad? That's gross. And I make my lunch at night, just FYI. So then I'm going to put a lid on that. And voila, it's all done. Yummy, yummy. This is actually one of my favorites. And I had the hardest time trying to fit these into my square container because they are round. Just, yeah, I thought that was kind of annoying. But see, I made it work. Okay, so then I was trying to figure out what do you put with this, because so far we've got pizza and salad, and I decided on some Mediterranean olives. And I guess that's Mediterranean and not Italian, but hey, I think we're close enough, right? And it totally goes. And these are really good from Trader Joe's as well. Guys, we're going south for this one. So now we're gonna do a deconstructed Mexican meal. And I love Mexican food. So I'm starting out with some refried beans from Trader Joe's. I really like the black refried beans. For some reason, I think they taste a little bit better. And I'm just scooping however much you want into one side of my container. And then I'm going to take some longboard chips, which are really just tortilla chips in the shape of a surfboard, and put those with the beans. And then I'm going to chop up some chicken breast. If you are vegetarian, you can use tofu or whatever you like, but I really like chicken, so I'm just going to chop those into bite-ish sized pieces because, like I said, this is deconstructed, so however you want to eat it is totally cool. Next, I'm chopping up some cheese. I believe this was white butter. You know, queso is actually a hard cheese, and I wish I had some queso, but I didn't. So, cheddar it was, and I'm just going to go ahead and put that with the chicken. Of our meal is done, and on the side, I am packaging up some little cherry tomatoes to go with that, and and also some avocado. Guys, I love avocado, and I know it looks super gross, but I promise I had just opened it that morning for breakfast and it had already browned. Oh well, still tastes good, right? Lastly, what is Mexican food without a little bit of salsa? This one is from Trader Joe's. It has a little bit of a chipotle flavor, which is my favorite. And yeah, that completes our little Mexican meal, and it is so yummy. I actually eat this for dinner sometimes. It is one of my favorites. Ooh. So for this one, we're throwing it back to elementary school a little bit, but making it a little bit more mature with a couple of ingredients. So I'm going to start off with 2 pieces of bread toasted, and I'm going to spread it with almond butter. I really like almond butter, but I also really like peanut butter. I just feel like almond butter is a little bit healthier. So I'm just going to spread that on just like so, and then I'm going to add some strawberry jelly. I really like jelly. I actually prefer raspberry, but we only had strawberry, but that's okay, that works too. And then I'm going to just slice up some banana. I'm kind of mixing peanut butter and jelly and peanut butter, banana, and honey, but we're just taking some parts from each one. But it's still really good, I promise. Then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon on there. This part's optional, but I think cinnamon actually complements the almond butter really, really well, and it tastes good with the banana. So then I'm going to put my sandwich together, and I prefer to keep the crust on because I actually really like crust, which I know is super weird. And I also like cutting my sandwich on a diagonal, but that was really not working for me at that moment. So that's the inside of the sandwich. It barely fit in my box because I guess the fiber bread I buy is normally irregularly large. That's the word I'm looking for. So now I'm going to set that aside and start working on this side dish. So I'm going to take the Greek yogurt by Trader Joe's in the vanilla flavor and put that into my little container. And you can stop here if you want to, but I'm going to add the rest of my banana from the part that I did not put on my sandwich and just kind of layer that on there. And then I'm going to take some chia seeds, and you guys know I love my chia seeds, so I'm just going to sprinkle those on there, put however much you want. And then lastly, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of flaxseed on there as well. For a healthy-ish dessert, I'm taking these Simply Balanced chocolate-covered raspberries from Target. They are super good. And then, of course, an apple. This meal is actually really simple, but it is totally one of my faves. And then lastly, I'm making the abs salad, which stands for anything but the kitchen sink. Get it? Salad, abs? Yeah, I came up with that in case you couldn't tell. So I'm going to start by uncollapsing my collapsible salad container, so fancy. And then I'm going to add more of my spring mix. As you can tell, I really like spring mix. Next, I'm going to add some garbanzo beans. Now, I like garbanzo beans because they add fiber and also protein to salads, and as you can see, I'm spreading them everywhere. And also some pine nuts, which have a really weird name. I didn't even realize they were called that. Then I'm going to add some chicken, and again, if you're vegetarian, tofu, or whatever, I mean, it's up to you, but I really like chicken. And then I'm chopping up some cucumber. And also some little cherry tomatoes, which also seem to be getting away from me. This next one may seem kind of weird, but I love fruit on a salad as well, so I'm just going to chop up some apple. You could also throw blueberries on there. I really like blueberries, and also grapes are pretty good on a salad too. And that is all. We are done. You could also add cheese and, I don't know, soy cheese. I don't know if you guys like soy cheese or not, but I think it is pretty good. Next, I'm snapping that on. Fun fact, the thing I just snapped on was actually an ice pack that I thought was the coolest thing ever. So I'm going to chop up some carrots and put those in there, and also some more cucumber. You could also do bell pepper, which bell peppers are one of my favorites. And then I'm adding in a few crackers. These happen to be gluten-free sesame crackers, but it's up to you. And then I'm going to add some spinach, kale, and Greek yogurt dip into a little container. This is one of my favorite dips, and it goes really well with the vegetables and also the cracker. For dressing, I'm going to be using the Organic Fill French dressing. It is so good. And I'm going to add that to a little squeezy container that actually came with the Tupperware. And that concludes the last meal. Ooh, so yummy. So that would be all for this video. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you try out these recipes. If you do, make sure to tag me on Twitter or Instagram because I would love to see your recreation. And also, if you have any other back-to-school video ideas or just video ideas in general, make sure to leave them in the comments below. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye!